Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Uh-oh. Ah. I was going to joke they deleted my account. But then it worked. It has been a while, but it's time for some FF14 story. Because we are in 7.3 now. Yeah, I like to set that to event. Yeah, then I don't have to cover up part of the screen for story streams. Because I do this for raids, but it's a bit more immersive if I don't have to turn that on and off all the time. Oh, okay. 7.3. So I got really bored raiding as Dragoon, for those who haven't been watching my raids. So I've been actually maining Reaper for the rest of this Savage tier. And I'm going to take a break from the game after we finish this Savage tier. I'm pretty burnt out on the game. There's a lot of decisions the devs are making in regard to job changes and such that I'm not a fan of. But it's healthy to just take a break and play other games, so that's what I'm going to do. My Static wants to do the new Extreme on Monday, so I do need to do the MSQ to unlock that. But this MSQ it's billed as being the finale to Dawntrail. So this might be the best place to end off for now anyway. I feel like the webcam is pointing up a little bit. I'll leave it like that for now. Oh yeah, I wanted to just double check that captions are working, because that's the only thing I can't check when I'm not streaming. Okay, no, they are working. Good. Excellent. Okay, so I don't know if I'll do the new Alliance raid. Depends how I feel, really. I think I'm just going to do the MSQ to finish things off for now. I do feel like I'm still a Dragoon at heart, though, so I think I'll do this MSQ as Dragoon, even if I'm not maining it in raid anymore. I still love the aesthetics. It's just a bit boring for prog raiding. You know, pulling the boss 30 times. The rotation gets a bit boring. I just love the aesthetics so much, though. Yeah, it'll be fine for dungeon and trial. Okay. Let us go continue the story. So, we have Sphene back, the real Sphene. I really like her so far, actually. Going to Solution 9. Yeah, all of this post-Dawntrail story has been about Solution 9 and the Kingdom of Alexandria. And where they're gonna go, how they're gonna live without their supply of souls. There was a fake Queen Sphene who was trying to get people to use these new regulators. Oh, I do miss the Dragoon backflip. It's good. Where was the entrance? Oh, yeah, it's been so long, I don't even remember where the entrance is. Over here, I think. Hello. Finally got my hands on a Neo regulator, and then came this close to crashing into a hover cargo. The day I become endless can't come soon enough. I only hope I live that long. Yeah, the villain, what was his name? Calyx, I think? He's manufacturing a bunch of accidents to spread fear among the populace, so that they want to become endless using these new regulators, but hey, this isn't where I'm meant to go. Who are you? Nothing happened to the shop during the raid, so I figured I'd stay open. Honestly, without something to keep me busy, I don't know how I'd cope. Yeah, that's fair. Lots of little places I've never been into. Ah, the energy drink. They still haven't added... Say, you remember the energy tonic I gave you? On the can, there's a picture of a peculiar creature, a beaver-like thing. Uh-oh. I've never seen one in real life, but it's supposed to be downright ferocious. If an Arcadian fighter uses its soul, I wonder what they'd be able to do. Oh, are we gonna... I hope we get one of those in the final tier of Arcadian. You can't just tease that and then not do it. Huh. I think I ran right past the entrance. We'll get there. I'll say I'm really not into the Alliance raid storyline, which is why I'm not really keen to do more of it, but the Arcadian storyline I'm really enjoying. I do want to see where that goes in the final tier. Okay, we found it. All right. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think we saw all this text last time. Yeah, so this looks like Sphene is going to be learning how to fight and help us out. We stopped the rampaging hover cargoes. Now we have to deal with delays in electro transport and slowdowns in production. Braha and Alphino patrol the city, while Ishtola and Alizé continue treating Levin's sickness and those injured in the attack. I shall stay here to help coordinate efforts, so I suggest taking the opportunity to get some rest. Done that, Cryle. Right, and Galuljar feels really bad about not being able to do anything about this. Targeted tragedy. Share your wishes for a moment of your time. If you have a moment, Melchan, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. I barely found my way here, so I don't know if I have any finer details for you. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged, as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons. But if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calix. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Ah, there you go, they designed the core system, so yeah, he has the admin privileges. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calix's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favour of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope of survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calix's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. But doesn't he run into the same logic that the other Queen's Fiend ran into? Like, he knows that this is... This cannot continue forever. They will run out of life either. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. Shale, it's been 4 months. I'll help you. While Galuja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. Okay. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Lands Guard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuli-Yalal. Alphano and Alizé will be joining me for the meeting, so the 3 of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Melchan's group, if you'll have me. Oh yeah. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calix. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Is he gonna die? I feel like they were signposting something there. I wish I could grow up faster. There'll be so much more I can do when I'm bigger, like you. Aw, sweetie. Good luck with your patrol, and take your time. We can do without Geode until you're done with the old sot. Ah, sorry. Just when I think I've internalized better manners, talking with Geode brings back all the bad habits. Seems the machines have gone quiet again, so I can get back to maintaining the weapons around here. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, as they say. Poor Galulja, I feel like he hasn't been able to have a childhood at all. He just wants to be an adult so he can help out now. Childhood is precious. You got to enjoy it while you have it. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. The city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events. Bum, bum. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? The people seem uneasy. Are you all right, Geode? Let's see what there is to see. Are you all right? Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death. And so they were, for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calix wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calix nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the spectre of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Book! Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. 'Twould certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The two of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Melchan and I will take the east. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza, just past True View, and await you there. She's an arcanist / scholar, but like she doesn't have a fairy, so I guess more on the arcanist side of things. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or two we didn't know before. Escort. Certain duties require NPCs accompany me? I guess this tutorial is new, because this feature is the same. Okay. Yeah, I think they added a new tutorial for this feature. Hey, Trinant, good to see ya. Yep, finally. MSQ. My grimoire is inlaid with electrope in a manner which augments arcane power. It should prove a useful tool. Damn, that sounds cool. I'll keep my eyes and ears open. Any information could be helpful, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Geode looks like he rocks. Good one. Haven't talked with him yet, have I? I'm guessing you would have preferred to go with Sphene and Cryle, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me. I grow on people though, I promise. Oh, I actually would have. I was thinking, damn, I wanted to go with Sphene, but I feel bad for thinking that now. It's fine. No, it's fine. You're cool. You got a cool gun. Not sure what gun that is, but it looks cool. Bum, 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 bum. Optional dialogue. Discuss True View. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. What should have been the worst day of your life? I guess he lost someone close to him and had the memories deleted. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again. And maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. Oof. But how to get one? Maybe I can convince someone who's unsure to give me theirs. Maybe they're on the market board? Ha ha ha. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His airwheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant. Until it happened. We used to forget people after they died. No memories, no grief. I'm not sure if we'd be better off if that was still the case. The evil plan was to afford enough gil to lottery the big houses. Hey, Audrey. Welcome. Good to see ya. Thank you for the raid. I don't know why that didn't show up in my alert. Why didn't that show up? Is it like auto-hiding raids now? I don't like that. I don't want it to do that. Oh, I told it to replay it, but it didn't. That's rude. Sorry that it didn't show your raid alert. It seems like it might be broken at the moment. You just finished MFQ? MFQ? Main story quest. Main F quest. I'll have to figure out what the F stands for. You're off to bed, but have fun with the story. Thank you very much, Audrey. I hope you had a good time. Okay, there's the test raid alert. That one works. Don't know why that's not working. Oh well, I'll have to mess around with that later. Yeah. Thank you. I hope you had a good time. And have a good night. I only just got started, so we're still very early. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend, when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. No-chan, a word? I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. That people are still deathly afraid, that fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators, that a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator, that fights are going to break out. I think that's the one. The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. But are you sure there wasn't anything else? Yeah? I didn't think that this one was notable, but maybe it is. Oh, okay. I didn't think it was like very targeted violence. It was just to strike fear in people's hearts. Oh, hey Mia. Good to see ya. Welcome. You did? It was just a lot longer than you expected. Oh, okay. Interesting. We'll have to see how far I get. I might need to break it into 2 streams, but we'll see how we go. Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Oh, I see. Maybe they specifically targeted non-regulated wearers. We'll be seeing fights over neo-regulators in the very near future. Should you get one, I suggest you register right away. Aside from Oblivion members, only a handful of people used to go out and about without regulators. How times have changed. Took took you 4.5 hours, not rushing. Okay. This is a hefty one. Okay. Thank you for the warnings. Can I climb this? I can. Yeah. Need a skateboarding minigame. Yeah, I haven't touched the Alliance raid yet. Got another optional thing here. Hover cargo. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who'd jump for joy when I brought them packages. The old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. I'm sure nothing bad will happen at all. And I forgot how pretty Solution 9 is. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Okay. I see. Please remain calm. I am under orders to ensure the safety of our citizens. In the unlikely event of another mass malfunction, I will act to subdue any affected machines. Yeah, I bet you will. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assume the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Mochan, I think it's time we rejoined FFXIV. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza just outside of True View? Let's get going. Dust. It's terrifying to think that death might be waiting for us around every corner. But what can you do but keep working and hope for the best? Come on, we should meet Kryl and Sphene at the plaza. Can't say I'm thrilled to have Shale owe me a drink over something like this. Yeah, I kind of want to go back and take a look at that cutscene now. I didn't notice that they actually weren't wearing regulators. I do love the Solution 9 music. Hi, almost ran past you. I was admiring the view. The True View, heh. We've finished our patrol as well. Did it not seem that more people wanted neo-regulators than before? So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative, and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. Oh, did my webcam die? Webcam. Why is my webcam having issues? I unplugged it, that was me, don't worry. Plugging it back in. I'm having a lot of computer issues lately. Oh, there we go. Hello, it's back. Hello, King. King is here. I have to keep an eye on that too. Hey, Kalishtar, welcome. Good to see ya. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calix has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme. Or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. Yeah, what's this white dust stuff going on? What of the dust found at various sites? Could something have been done to the victims? Yeah, could something have been done? I wonder, what about that sanitation worker's story? She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Erenville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. Yeah, the body had disappeared. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. And they weren't wearing regulators, so something else happened to them. That wasn't like the regulator did something to them. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites, and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calix's murderous actions. Uh-oh. Phone calls are never good. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. Mel-chan, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Damn it. Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. The MSQ is very long, so you won't be staying too long. Enjoy the battle content? Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. Hi. Ah. That's great. I love it.
Stay back! Stay away from me! Leave him alone.
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
They picked up the pugilist job. I mean, in this world, even a paintbrush can be dangerous, so... Ooh.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Go to them, quickly! Wyaquay!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother! Mother, please!
Aw.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That reversed The reverse head moment on the sentry bot. Yeah, that was really good. That was really well done. Watching back that 7.2 cutscene now, a lot of the civilians aren't wearing regulators anyway, so it's hard to say for sure. But yep, everyone who is dead or dying isn't wearing a regulator. Ah, that's good continuity.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
Promise of tomorrow. Oh, the intense music has started. She should recover in due course. I'm glad we arrived when we did. When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side, always keeping me company, and I'm going to do the same for her. Oh. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I am sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents. Money. Ba-ba-ba-bum. For their sakes, I have to remain calm. The endless choice. Oyakwe is fearful for her comrade. Our comrade? You think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. It isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Does he have a name? Isadora and Milos had completed their applications to leave the dome and were practically out the door when all this happened. We'll make sure they're taken care of the moment Isadora is ready to travel. Okay. Yum. Why? Why is this happening? That man, this is awful. Shh, we only have enough characterization to squeeze into Geode. We're on a budget. Isadora is going to be all right then? I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul, he gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally, like any other. Then, all of a sudden, it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calix commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as Oyakwe sent word. sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though, at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. Uh-oh. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. And don't use hover bikes, or cars that look like hover bikes, or cars that can turn into hover bikes, or anything like that. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Oyakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck, and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. I don't know if I've heard this music before. This might be new with the patch. It's good though. Pray thank your Milala friend for me. I would still be a helpless mess if not for her encouragement. I hope you find Geode soon. I know he's probably saving people with one hand and fighting off threats with the other, but I can't help but worry. Leave matters here to us. We'll see to our fallen comrade, and make sure no one else comes to harm. Okay, I was gonna say he almost looks like Haurchefant, but he doesn't. We should have an alternate Haurchefant here somewhere. That would be great. Also, the new Moonfire Fair artwork, it's actually got Haurchefant in it. I thought it looked a little bit like him, but the alt text on their official Blue Sky post, it says it's Haurchefant with the Warrior of Light, so that's kind of cool. Please, Geode. Please be safe. Curious if it's a theme from FF9. Ooh, it could be. You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. Oh dear. Nice of them to resurrect him for a trip to the beach, yes. Let's search around the apartments first. You see no sign of Geode. Oyakwe's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Geode! Geode, answer me! There is no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. Side quest I haven't done. You see no sign of Geode. The neighbouring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. Oh, there he is.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Sorry for the silence. I wanted to freak you out.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods. Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it. That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. We must have modified the soul cells.
Oh.
Shit.
Shoot it! Shoot her!
You can't be here! You need to run, now!
Oh,
A trap!
that's fricked up. I did notice he didn't react at all to the gunshots, and I was thinking, what? I mean, he's old, he could be deaf, but I mean, that's why.
Take care of the others, eh?
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
Jeez, I see what you mean about the cinematography, Mia. This is really good.
Geode!
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you require it?
I mean, I wouldn't.
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now? I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
You would only seek other victims. I will halt your harvest by defeating you. You would seek other victims.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Such a pointless death. I can't. There are no words. This pile of dust, these ashes. And the soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified, if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection stolen ether allowed for many more Endless, why, that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well. There is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calix and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Melchan. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents in reflections elsewhere. Rest in peace, Geode. We speedran your characterization and arc in 15 minutes flat, but it was enough. Yeah. They really signposted that death. Damn. Yeah, those cutscenes were so well done. Just, the unease of the sentries when they're just everywhere in society. They really captured that. I will hold on to Geode's gun. If you could take the soul cell, please. My memories and yours. Though gripped by sadness, Sphene spurs herself to action. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakwe to meet us there as well.
Our dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calix, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is? I'll never forgive Calix for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
You could be a target, though.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calix is hiding. But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
Damn you, Calyx, and your Calyxness. Yeah, the voice direction seems really good so far. Hey, Ikigai, welcome. They look like Lightning and Sarah. Ah, that might be an intentional thing. They're from FF13, right? I haven't played that. I'm told that the members tasked with keeping residents safe returned with the body of their comrade. They all risked so much. We made a swift patrol of the other levels and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks. All to harvest more ether, it seems. I got back control of the sentries. Probably around the same time Calyx left. I'm sorry. I couldn't stop him. He's the admin. It's okay. I've spoken with Wuk-Lamat. They've cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of this latest violence. I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We are all here with you. They brought back Geode's gun. Its rounds were spent and its barrel was scorched, so you can be sure he went down fighting. Another comrade gone. Some days, it's almost more than I can bear. Geode was... he was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer, though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kafkia. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Oh, we have Isadora and Milos under guard, so that's one less thing to worry about. Galuja, you're also like 6, yeah? Oh. You should be playing with toys and playing video games. Apologies. My mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know. Is there anything I can do? As you said, you need time to work through it. Is there anything I can do? Like a dungeon or something? You can't help yourself, can you? Still, I appreciate the concern. Kafkia used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So, I think I'll take myself over to Earthen Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you have a shoulder to spare. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Where was Earthen Sky? Ah. I appreciate how much it's teleporting me to quest locations so I don't have to manually run there. That's nice. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air-wheelers. They've had their communications modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word, and we'll set off. Turned off their Wi-Fi. Are you sure? You positive? Ready? We'll be flying close to the pylons, so follow my lead. Yeah. Nyum. These air-wheelers are Genolt babies. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. There it is. For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how, one day, we might fly our wheelers outside the dome. Ah! I could never live here with the random lightning. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Phew. That's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Mo-chan, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. Right, that was the name of this base. Earthen Sky. Oh no, pests! Ugh, just our luck. Don't worry, I stabbed them. Oh. They needed more health. I didn't even get to Star Diver. Oh. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I'd never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Oh, come on, I didn't even get to Star Diver. Ahem. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we?
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
To Geode's memory. I will in spirit. I'll raise a glass.
Oh,
Hi.
what are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Tell me.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me. I'd also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I could see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this. And why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Shale, Geode thought Shale wouldn't remember how they met, but she does. Yeah, his death isn't... Like, his character wasn't a huge impact since they rushed his development so much, but, like, the important thing is the impact it's had on the other characters. And that's what they've done really well, I think. Like, I care because he mattered to them. I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the unending codex. That's a thing. Totally. I don't think they did anything wrong with Geode himself. I think they were making up for lost time. Yeah. Definitely. Feels like they wish they had developed him beforehand. Like, I wonder if it changed writers again. I heard the post patches have a different writer than 7.0. I wonder if plans changed. The characterization happening with the Oblivion characters is something I would have really appreciated in base Dawntrail. Yeah, I agree. Like, I really like Wooklamut, but I do agree that with the people saying she really needed more of an arc, a beginning place that was actually different from the end place. A darkness in the heart, Shale steels her heart for the work ahead. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Cryle for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organised resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Melchan? Is that a phone call? Okay. Melchan, is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts, and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. I can wait until you've finished attending to Shale, of course. It seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on, I've others to speak with before I return to the back room. As long as the memories remain, this wound in my heart will never fully heal. But it might be better that way. To feel something, even pain, is to remember that they lived, and to know that I'm still alive. Agreed. Agreed. It does feel like someone, like Ishikawa or such, came back to whip the writer's room back into shape. If there's clumsiness here, it's because they're cleaning up and catching up. Yeah, I agree with all that. Makes me wonder what they... I mean, they can't, but imagine if they went back and redid Dawntrail 7.0. I wonder what direction they'd want to take it in. So much of the Dawntrail story isn't really about Tulia Lal at all, which is kind of wild. Most of it's about Solution 9 and Alexandria. Melchan, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behaviour is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here. It's nothing so obvious as loud wailing or acts of violence, but, well, it would be best if you saw for yourself. Do we have more sentries disguised as people getting ready to do the murder? Because that discovery that they can just hide as people, oh god, that was horrifying. Oh, please tell me you brought more Neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumours there are a few left over. Surely the government still has some. Or perhaps Queen's Fiend? I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. But now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. I can't go on like this. Greetings. I remember when you visited with Queen's Fiend. Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous. Ah, hey Vivs.
You are not without allies.
Thank you for the sub. 56 months. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the spectre of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamour for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now, I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. Pardon? Prayers? I must pray. Fucking pardon? Oh. Something happened? Music cut out. Okay, seems okay. Just making sure everything's okay. I've had so many computer issues and I'm really struggling to narrow them down to what's actually wrong. That might just have been the game, though. The game has some audio issues sometimes. Okay, not seeing anything weird in Event Viewer. It's probably fine, maybe. Hopefully. Neo-regulator equipped resident. Interesting choice of name, but you know, it's your name. You're not wearing a regulator? Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me? I got myself one of those neo-regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now it's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up, right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. Hello, King. King is awake. The end is coming, hey? I hope you come to your senses and get your hands on a neo-regulator, friend. Nah. Think I will pass, thank you. So, what do you think? Was I right to worry? Tensions are running high. Their fear is palpable. Tensions are running high. Yes, that is exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? Mo-chan, can you come to resolution? Oh, hi, Alize. We have a problem. I'm already here with Lama-Chi and Alphino. It sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. Oh, are they teleporting me there? Oh, thank you. Oh, there's been so much ease of use this patch.
What's happened?
Twins.
Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion.
Hmm?
Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death
Jesus.
Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
Okay, this is actually freaking me out a little bit. This is very effective.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Calyx.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Val Wuglamat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
Move?
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more Neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
Oh, okay. They're wearing regular regulators, not Neo.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do?
You can lead them.
I am not their queen.
Yes, you are. Oh my god. Trees. I'm still not sure how Calyx is getting the signal through because isn't the doorway between these worlds closed now? Because they don't have the artifact anymore. I'm going to live happily ever after. I have bad news about the process of endless conversion, buddy. Yep. Calyx making his existential crisis everybody's problem. Yeah. king. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. He is baby. There's a Louis in the carrier, but you can't really see him. There's a baby. Hello, king. Hello. No, it's not food time. Not yet. Soon. Not yet. This is a long one. We haven't even gotten to the dungeon yet. Really liking it so far, though. My apologies. The sign is not responding to any of our attempts to change the display or switch it off. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in time. Cryo told me everything that happened while we were away. First those deadly malfunctions, and now a city-wide announcement. He has spent considerable effort recruiting his 5,000 Endless. Perhaps more than necessary, even. We had the hopefuls who descended on Lamachi dispersed for now. We could see tempers in the crowd were starting to fray. This latest wave of attacks may not have been as widespread, but people are reaching their breaking point. We have to stop Calyx. And soon. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklamat, please let them shelter until he allow. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations, and we'll be able to pick up the pace once the Lands Guard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense, and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Patch 7.4. Calyx continues to elude us. I think the gate might still be open. Maybe. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. You give so much of yourselves to aid those in need. I must endeavour to find my own small way to help. Preservation their purpose. Wuklamat assesses her surroundings with grim determination. Tulialao would gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late Queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Wuklamat? I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone, we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. Hello, Louis. Yeah, I know you want food. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. Aw. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. Excuse me, this is a dramatic scene. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sven. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue. And you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. Don't forget about me. ... Hey, the story's about me. I'm the main character. ... And then they kiss. Yeah. Right. We got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you all are. Galuja. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alizé and the others said you were here. Good news, Melchan. We've finally found a chink in Calix's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029 it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution centre. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calix is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Yeah. Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up! We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Nice. Sounds like a dungeon. Maybe? Where we go? Over here. Hello, Louis. Oh, I know, baby. I know. Oh, baby. Oh, hang on. Cable is... There we go. Cable was caught. Hello, sweetie. What's wrong? What's wrong, baby? What you doing? He is a very loud boy. Oh, I know. He's a noisy boy. Okay. Oh, my koala keeps getting in the way of my mouse. Shale made me her assistant. She was teaching me the basics of data management. Yeah. Preservation laboratories. I shudder to think of what they were researching, but this is no time to be squeamish. An institute on preservation scale would have had many such facilities in the city, yet I cannot help but wonder if this one is where my parents worked. It sounds like Galuja played a big part in this breakthrough. I'll be sure to treat him to a fine feast once this is over. I'll share the method we used to find the containment complex once we're inside. It wasn't actually all that different to the story of how we stumbled across the back room. Ready to head on up? Next stop, the 10th level. Oh, okay, this doesn't seem like a dungeon. Containment complex 1029.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Ooh.
You got the lights working.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
You're a treasure, Shale. Sounds like you need one of Janolt's energy tonics. Yes, I want one of those.
Those concoctions would probably do me more harm than good, but I appreciate the sentiment. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx. We're more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, as for where that might be... Yes, this map matches my data. This room we're in is the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here. So, we should cut across this circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electrope magic? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. You begin searching Containment Complex 1029. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacles barring your path forward. Helpful hints will appear in a different colour. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades, should you find yourself unable to proceed. Okay, this sounds like a whole thing. Investigation scene from Ace Attorney Investigations. Perhaps the researchers kept their personal belongings at their workstations. Half-open desk drawers. This appears to be the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk's former owner has left some things behind. Rifle through them. You discover a card-shaped object. The electrope surface is marked with a bold Level 1. Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door and see if it happens. And see if it opens. See if anything happens. Did I find it immediately? No luck so far. This bin had nothing in it at all. She's going through the bin. That is orange cat energy. Ugh, the arcane circuits in use here are decades old. I'll keep at it, but a security card might be the only way we're getting past this lock anytime soon. How is she doing that with her voice when she says personal belongings? Yes. How do I make my voice a different colour? Was this really a preservation laboratory? I thought there'd be something more, I don't know, special about it. These shelves are almost entirely bare, but I'll examine the files to be certain. That's a data terminal. The terminal screen displays what appears to be the index page of an employee manual. Law. Personnel protocols. For security reasons, Containment Complex 1029 has been registered as a materials distribution center. Keep this in mind and conduct yourself accordingly, both inside and outside the facility. Each employee must perform their tasks within their designated workrooms, the Researchers' Commons, the Proto-Lab, or the Deutero Lab. Entrance into another workroom without official clearance is strictly prohibited. Carry your security card at all times. Your clearance level dictates the areas to which you have access. Equip your regulator at all times. Due to the highly confidential nature of the research materials and other data managed within this complex, preservation retains the ownership and the rights to modify the memories of all registered personnel. Oh. Research objectives. Access denied. Please log in with your personal account to view. Leadership personnel. Complex Director, Demetrius. Proto-Lab Chief, EOS 4. Deutero Lab Chief, Redacted. That's a funny name. Dawntrail Lab. What is that? A scanning device. The card-shaped object you hold looks to be of a similar size to the scanner panel. Use it. Use card. You hold the card-shaped object up to the scanner. It's open. You did it, Melchan. And a good thing, too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I am curious, though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a director Demetrius, or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Then let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. I didn't get to check the other spots because I picked the right spot first. Oh, that's sad. Ah, well. There might have been lore. I feel like we're going to have to explore these other rooms, otherwise why would they be even showing us a big map? And I want to see what's in these labs. Looks like every room can be accessed from this hub. This must be the door to the director's office. Go on, try the card. Yeah, this was only a level 1, so I don't think we can go in here. Not a single soul here besides us. Another locked door. We could try the same card again, but... Sorry, the cats are playing. Going by the room labels on that map, we haven't entered any of the actual labs yet. You hold the level 1 security card up, but the scanner beeps in disapproval. No good? Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we'll just have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the proto-lab. That door is already open, at least. We will find a way through together, Shale. I'm sure of it. Okay. Facilities and Dawntrail Lab. Okay, so we're going to the Proto Lab first. Please excuse my impatience. The means to track down Calyx are close, and I'm itching to get my hands on them. These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148. Submitting inference candidate 201930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Experiment 158. Maximum value of 11509 recorded. Comparative study to be included in the report. Alright then. Oh, and one more. Experiment 163. New proposal produced a result of 9834. Decreased value verified. Well, I have no idea what any of that means. Maybe it will make sense later on? Yeah. No idea what these experiments are about. Hold up, is that a soul canister? This machine feeds into a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people. Oh. I dug through this data tablet and found a journal. I'll read it to you. The results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in ether extraction rates. At last, we have achieved the target values set by Master Calyx. Whoa. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols, I will preserve this historic number along with my few remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number? Calyx. The way this room is set up, the canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Galuljar mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look? I wonder if this is before or after Calyx became Endless. It all looks so complicated. I shall have to ask Shale to teach me how to use these machines. Data tablet. It appears to be a researcher's personal data tablet. Today I began my employment at Preservation. The organization was unfamiliar to me, but when the recruitment letter arrived, I had a gut feeling that this work would be far more fulfilling than any orthodox medical practice. My instincts were correct. Master Calyx's philosophy is the refined ideal of notions I've only ever vaguely entertained. That mankind must evolve beyond the shackles of its flesh and blood existence. I had a meeting with Director Demetrius today. I've heard others praise his genius intellect, yet he seems but a guttering candle in comparison to Master Calyx's blinding brilliance. This morning I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the workings of living memory. As predicted, the shortage of ether required to sustain the Endless is reaching critical levels, yet Queen Sphene insists on continuing her ineffectual flailing. Our Malala colleagues, including the Protolab chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. Should I report my concerns to the director? They were Kryl's parents. They were the directors of the Dawntrail. From tomorrow, I have been assigned to assist with the research project in the Dawntrail lab. We are scheduled to conduct a major experiment, the details of which I have been kept ignorant. It would seem prudent to back up my memory data. You have reached the end of the journal entries. Oh? Were you used in the experiment? Oh. The locker door is shut tight, but the number pad suggests that inputting the correct combination will open it. You have gleaned some numerical data during your investigation. Attempt to enter the combination? Oh, do I actually have to remember it? I do. Actual gameplay. Select the number keys on the pad to input a combination. Enter up to 5 digits. 9999999. Okay, I need to go remember what it was. I think it was 158. Historic number. Yeah, 158. No. Okay. I like a classic JRPG puzzle. Yeah. Target value. Oh, okay. No, I have to go cross-reference it. Oh, puzzle. Yeah, I have to go check which one 158 was. $148. 158. 11509. One 1509. Did I remember it correctly? Woo! The locker pops open. Inside, you discover a level 2 security card. Hey, that was cool. Little puzzle. Mel-chan, you got the locker open. And you found another security card. Oh, but does that say level 2? We needed a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Mel-chan. These preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards. I guess I imagined there'd be more... what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calix and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not, or would not, eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admired Calix and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you could read more in the other tablet there. Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we had the Dawntrail lab and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. So it's back to the hub and the locked door across the way, which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have any more use for it. Okay, where was the other tablet? Okay, it seemed like I could read another tablet. Oh. I do want to see what's in the Dawntrail lab. Sounds very mysterious. If there were others besides my parents who left preservation, where might they be now? It seems not everyone who joined preservation became endless right away. There must have been research that required physical bodies. The scanner awaits. Hold the security card up to the panel, and it should unlock the door. What else do they have in this place? If I read that map right, it must be a lot smaller than the Yui Yawata facility. Calix hasn't bothered to show his face yet, I see. Maybe he hasn't noticed us? Or maybe he's just watching and waiting. Level 2. Yes, it opened. So, where should we go first? The Dawntrail lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab. Yeah, lab. Lab. What is it, Galuja? Shouldn't the security card open this door as easily as the last one? How strange. This door is not lit up like the others. What does this sign say? Shale. There doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. The facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the Dawntrail lab, shall we? Rip. We have to go to facilities. They knew that facilities sounded a lot less interesting than Dawntrail lab. Oh good, the terminal is lit up. That means we have power in this room. The Dawntrail lab must have required greater amounts of energy to operate. What kind of experiments were they conducting in there? Oh, is this a puzzle? This looks like a puzzle. Those are some big flashy floor tiles. I wonder what they're for. So this room was for managing the power supply and utilities. I hope they kept security cards in here as well. Taking a look around. Feels like a classic FF puzzle dungeon. Yeah, I really like this. I hope they do more stuff like this in future. I feel like the MSQs, like too often, they feel like just a visual novel when you're not in a dungeon or a trial. Which visual novels are fine, it's just I think they could do more fun gameplay stuff like this, so this is cool. Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Shale! That's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes. And by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall, directly to the Dawntrail lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Using the control panels set into each of the tiles, we create an unbroken path for power to follow. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed. If you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal's directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I could do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try to reconfigure the circuit path, Melchan? The rest of us can help by supplying Melchan with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. Anything to break up the monotony of walk to person, talk to person for 5 hours, yeah. I've locked in the power supply route and adjusted the current for optimal flow. Everything should be ready for when you've reconfigured the circuit. Okay. Mel-chan, take a look at this diagram. There's a note at the bottom left about backup power. Configure the 4 circuit control panels to provide an uninterrupted path. These symbols must represent the room we're in. If that square in the top left is Shale's terminal, then the bottom right should be the generator that Gulul Jar is working on. Almost said Gulul Jar Jar. It was a different character. It's hard to make out the rest. Assuming these are our 4 tile patterns, the bottom right is a square, and the top right is half a circle? That's something to get you started, at least. Okay, yeah, this is not the way it's configured at the moment. Okay. The generator doesn't seem to need any fancy settings. As long as it's running and the circuit is fixed, we should have a power supply ready to go. Oh, I missed Cryo. She's hiding back there. I was able to glimpse part of a warning sign behind the containers. From what I could make out, it said, "Caution, circuit will not function with duplicate patterns." I suppose that means only one of each circuitry pattern can be set at the same time? So I guess that means we change their pattern. Yeah, I decide what they are. That's square. And this one should be circle. They don't look like they connect. These appear to be data logs from a former age. My scholarly interest is piqued by a few of the labels, but none are relevant to the task at hand. I've also had no luck locating more security cards. We shall have to rely upon our backup power strategy, I'm afraid. Okay. So we've only got one hint. Let me look at that again. Oh, apart from there being no duplicates. Okay. If I select circle again, will it rotate? No, okay. Are the circles all in the same orientation? They are, okay. So this must actually be the... Yeah, this was the start, because here's the generator. Okay, so this is square. Okay. Now we need to figure out where we're putting square and diamond. Not square. Triangle. That looks right. Puzzle! You have connected all the circuits. Inform your comrades. Victory! Cryo's gamer stepladder, yeah! It worked! We did it, Mel-chan. The Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may, Shale, could we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the Early Days is the title. Of course. It'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. It looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organisation came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix's designs for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, Calix funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued, even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age, and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calix was changing into? Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. He was 10. Like, his brain was still developing. Or perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs, that mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Dawntrail lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once-over, just to be sure. Jeez. He was so young when he did all this. I need to go feed the cat soon. I really want to see what's in this Dawntrail lab first, though. Had his own body not been fated to fail him so young, would Calix have pursued his endless project with such fervour? Everything we read in this place sings Calix's praises. The people who worked here must have truly idolised him. Yes, the door has power now. That Alexandria survived the war was in no small part thanks to the defensive measures developed by preservation. In that regard, I shall always be grateful. The energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. What? Pardon? Pardon? A calculated evolution. Shale is examining the card scanner. Right, I'll get this door open. Phew, smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Gods above. Isn't that... Ooh. Oh. Another artifact? The key to interdimensional fusion? Is Calyx a 400-year-old, 11-year-old? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is he actually just... like, has he like advanced at all? Or is he stuck in an... yeah. That looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside like the one No-chan has? Ah, we may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Milala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? The crystal itself is the key. This is just the device they made to control it. Yeah, the crystal itself is the key. The entire theme about the Endless is they're stuck in one point of time, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, interesting. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. Vroom. Motorcycle. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrode, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by Preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Ishtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there is a security card here that grants access to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons, and that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than a level 3 is no good to us. I think I will need to finish streaming soon and do the rest another day. My throat is kind of sore. I keep holding out hope that I'll find some evidence of my parents here, despite knowing there is none. Oh. Maybe someone left a card on a shelf somewhere. I'll search through these drawers. One of us is bound to find something, I'm sure of it. Oh, they're making more keys. Well, more key vessels. Why were they making so many vessels? Did the other ones not work properly? Oh yeah, the icon. Yeah, it looks like the key. This lone storage crate is filled with document binders and other miscellaneous objects, none of which are security cards. Very hefty patch, yeah. Are we around the halfway point, do you think? I know we still have the dungeon and trial to go. If those cameras are anything to go by, this lab was under constant surveillance. I'll scan the recordings and try to spot where people left their security cards. Maybe we'll get lucky. End of this sequence is about halfway. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I'll finish up this sequence and then I'll feed the kitty cats, who are currently wrestling. Wrestling. Wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. Nah. Cute. This sturdy-looking shelving unit holds a storage crate and sealed barrels. No sign of security cards. A security card! Oh, did you just find a security card? Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure. I was going to click this one first. Then I decided, just in case. Alright, the other spots didn't really have any lore though, so... Well, well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Melchan. Oh, a level 3! That should get us into the director's office. So, what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right, I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routings, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep security cameras. Considering the way Calix is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calix is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay, if I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all this surveillance traffic. Then you can pinpoint Calix's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calix said he was measuring Melchan's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? Oh, speaking of cameras, there was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show then.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Can he see you? I'm sorry, his hair.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calix's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
You were wondering the same thing, yeah.
But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Yep, had that vibe.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
She only wanted to leave, and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calix. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I am not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dared not ask what became of them after that. But if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... I'm sure they managed to escape. They did not regret their actions. I don't think they managed to escape. They did not regret their actions. Yeah, how did he aim? Yeah. Right, the echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me great comfort. Oh, Cryo. Worry not, Sven. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation. But what we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the Source or threaten their child's safety. Right. Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office. To the director's office. Let's go! Hearing Cryo talk about her parents reminded me of how much I miss Damika. I guess I'll never really get over it. If that man in the recording was Director Demetrius, then this must be his office. Oh, well, where was Calix's office then? My earlier investigations put the data relay just past this door. Let's get it open, shall we? I don't expect to find any information on my parents in this next room either, and that's something I can be proud of. Was Calix the one who gave orders to execute defectors? The more we learn about him, the less I understand. Level 3 card. Let's go! There we go. Let's head inside. Now to find that data relay. And don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Mel-chan, come with me. I might have need of that security card. This is a report on reducing people to ether and how much energy can be harnessed per individual. Oh, my apologies. I was thinking about the key. Something odd. Something odd. Huh. This director Demetrius was very particular about how he decorated his office. We've got incense and vases and some kind of gem display. It's a puzzle. Damn. This terminal isn't connected to any outside networks, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Mel-chan. Could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? Puzzle! You find a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access. Requires passwords to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Protolab, the Deutera Lab, and the Director's Office. Perhaps this discovery would be of interest to Shale. The collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the Director. They appear to be empty. Beverage. Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Okay, that wasn't very useful. Amongst other personal effects, you find what is presumably the Director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table. Search the locker. The Door to the locker swings open easily. Oh. Yeah, just shut that. Let's not think about that. Let's not think about that. Oh. It contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door. Oh my god. When they said he was obsessed with Calyx, I was like, ah. But, oh no. Oh no. Nope. Holy shit. Oh, examine the tablet. That is a child. Oh. You pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents. Do I want to read this? Daily reports. Nothing of note. The mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggered an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continue attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for aether reclamation processing. God, that's grisly. Nothing of note. Rejected resignations of 2 Malala researchers. Major incident. Details in full report. Those 2 inept Malala broke with preservation and absconded with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calyx as physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. I dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their bodies reduced to ether, which will be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Any endless conversions will be subject to Master Calyx's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life. Ugh. Horrible. Shutdown protocols. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calyx requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. A critical component. I was so shocked the first time I opened it, I didn't take note of like the whatever else was in there. I was just checking that there was nothing else. Oh. Something is strange about this wall. I could have sworn it flickered for a moment there. Seems solid enough now though. No-chan just staring into the locker and going, nope, yes. Shale says this room is too small? How could that be? Does this display do anything else? These drawers have only big heavy books in them. I would have filled them with snacks. Oh yeah. Oh, but maybe the books are hiding something. I'll check. Confirmed. Galulja is a kid. Have you found something? Crumpled note. A hastily scribbled reminder found in the director's office shelving. Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No. A precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kafkia used to say, Shale? Never trust an electrope surface. Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. You can pass right through electrope. Can you though? Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. Oh, of course. Electrope is how you alter the look of all of Solution 9's floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door! I've managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input, while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the Proto Lab. Then I'll take the Deutero Lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria, after all. I will take Deutero Lab duty then. We can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing. Melchan, you shall have the honour of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wuklamut and Kryl through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there. The one with the gems? I thought since it was made of electrope it might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. Yeah, looks like there's a gem missing or something. Keep calm and everything will be fine. Both of you are quick studies. I kept searching the drawers with the books and found a cube puzzle made of electrope. It's probably just a toy, but maybe? Yeah, solve the puzzle. Just solve a Rubik's Cube, easy. You got it. Let's see. If I move this bit, then connect this circuit to that one. There. Huh? There was something inside. Oh, it's a pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. They say these gems were so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one just in case. Aha. Progress. That is there for one purpose only, and that is to make you cringe, yeah? You know, Galulja has been watching YouTube videos on speedrunning Rubik's Cube solves. That would fit. Someone must have hidden that Alexandrite in the puzzle. I'll see if there's any other interesting things I can find. should take a closer look at these reports. One of them might have hints to the passwords. No. Don't need anything else from there. Two jewels are embedded in this electrode plate. You identify the blue gem as a sapphire and the red gem as a garnet. There also appears to be an empty slot for another jewel. Alexandrite. Map. The gemstone fits snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase. Could this be a decorative pattern? An arcane circuit? A floor plan? It's purely decorative. You consider the display before you. On second thought, perhaps the shapes were chosen for reasons aside from the aesthetic. An arcane circuit. You consider the display before you. On second thought, perhaps the shapes are too simple for an electrope circuit. Floor plan. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you were looking for. This slot contains a sapphire. Its place in the floor plan corresponds to the protolab. Okay, it is kind of getting late. I should take an AFK and go feed the cats. This is going a little bit longer than I expected, but it's a hefty patch, so I'm going to take a quick break and feed the cats because they're hungry. Hungry babies. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I know. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I have fed the cats. Sorry about that. It was just getting kind of late and I was making them wait way too long, so now I can not rush through the last bit of this sequence. Okay, we are trying to find the passwords. I'm assuming it's this, but I wonder if there's a reason we can click on these. This slot contains a garnet. Its place in the floor plan corresponds to the Dawntrail lab. And this slot contains an Alexandrite. The director's office. Yeah. Thank you, Mia. The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones? This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. I bet if you ask Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. So the meanings of each gem is going to be... cancel. It's going to be the password, yeah. Sphene! Yes? If you have questions, you need only ask. The symbolism of Alexandrite. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It is, incidentally, also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, are you thinking this has something to do with the passwords? A sapphire and a garnet as well, you say? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite, as I said, is protection. Sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. Okay, protection, honesty, devotion. I will not remember. We should try these words at the terminals and see if they're accepted. I certainly hope we're right. I do love that Galuljal was thinking about hiding candy in these drawers. That's cute. You have gathered enough information to attempt entering the passwords. We're all set to go here. Wooklamat and Kryl are just waiting on their passwords. Let's start with Wooklamat in the Protolab. What word should she enter? Butts. Protolab was protection. Oh, I can check the... Is this cheating? Honesty. And Kryl. Devotion. And protection. I could check the chat log. Got her little footstool. Not really a footstool, I guess. It's a whole... It's a step ladder, but it's a whole ladder for Lala's. Yes! Oh, I'm so glad that worked. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wooklamat and Kryl rejoin us. Don't think checking the chat log is different from writing it down. That's fair. Thank you. After the locker, I'm a bit worried what we're gonna find in here. Great work, Melchan. Leave it to you to divine passwords from an ornamental display. That is what we did, isn't it? We did it, thanks to you. And a little bit thanks to me, I hope. Yes, you did a good job. You're a good boy. Speaking of gemstone symbology, for Alexandrians, Sphene holds the meaning of eternal light. When my parents named me, it was with their wish that I become an unwavering beacon of hope for our people. To think on it now, I have ever shared that destiny with my other self. Well, that went well. Excellent clue finding, Melchan. All right, everyone. Time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is, but whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
Somewhere in a computer. The internet! The dead internet
the Endless
theory.
are memories, and if memories are data, then...
They're all on Twitter. inside Electrope somewhere. In a world formed of data. Oh yeah, would they have a virtual world?
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso Terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in living memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso Terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect a sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
That makes sense.
Let us say that the Meso Terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the Source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
Okay, I didn't realize that actually was still open.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the Keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Time's up, and what a waste of time it's been. Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
Huh?
Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal. Storage device which holds my memories is there.
He has a force able to subdue me. Has he discovered FOMO?
Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key. I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
I guess. I hadn't thought about it, but that's a good point now that she's raised it.
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
This music's great.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx. Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
I'm with you. Let's plan our next move. He's wrong if he thinks he's taken our measure. I'm with you. Yeah, good book Labat moment. Yeah. Aw.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
Solution 9. Phew. Well, that was an adventure. It may not have been by the method Shea was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. That was a really cool little sequence. Ah, no, don't make me run here. Oh, so good. So good. They cut out a lot of the nonsense. It's good. Yeah, I really liked that little puzzle dungeon. That was cool. That's kind of what I wanted to see them do more of in the game. Just experiment and try things. That was good. I've passed on the short version of events to our comrades so that we can all prepare for the challenge ahead. It's time to put an end to this Calyx won't stop until we stop him. The situation isn't the best out here, but at least you've come back to us safe and sound. It was my other self who entrusted you with the key. Though she could not change who she was, the consequences of her final choice linger, empowering us to shape our own future. Shale has been out of sorts ever since we got back. I don't think she liked what Calyx said. But don't worry, I'll do my best to cheer her up. Aww. The little jar. You're a sweetie. Don't be letting up now, you hear? Let your passion carry you to the bitter end. Stuff like that really helps it feel like a JRPG in a series of JRPGs, yes. Damn that bastard Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. And that infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can. Ba-ba-bum. It's a shame that punching an endless does no damage. I'd love to rearrange that serene face of his. Fair. Okay, I think we will end it here because I can feel my throat getting sore. So we will do the rest of it maybe tomorrow if my throat's feeling better. Otherwise I might take another day off and then do it the day after. Really enjoying this patch so far. Yeah, I think they've done well so far. We'll see if they stick the landing. That line convinced you you're in love with Shale now? Very valid. She's pretty good. Ah, thank you, Mia. Seeing if there's anyone I feel like raiding. Not really. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'll just finish up the stream. And yeah, I'll be back either tomorrow or the day after to finish up the MSQ. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!